Here with a look at what's ahead for Apple and who could fill Steve Jobs' visionary shoes is CNet host Wilson Tang. Wilson, good morning to you.
Thanks for having me on.
When you look at Steve Jobs' legacy, what about the products that are being developed at Apple right now? What will his death mean for those products and for the tech industry in general?
Well, specifically at Apple, they've got their product line for the next year or two completely mapped out. So I don't expect Apple to sort of have a huge void in their product lineup over the next year or two. But as far as the tech industry in general, over the long term, his presence is certainly going to be missed. I mean, this was a guy who had the charisma, passion, and innovation in his soul and in his leadership to really create wonderful new things that we'll miss.
There was one report that Steve Jobs had actually mapped out a list of products over the next 4 years. Are you hearing anything about that?
Well, it's not Steve Jobs himself. I mean, Apple's management is top notch, and they have mapped out what the company's going to do over the next couple of years. Because you have to keep in mind, they sell tens of millions of units every year, and just from a logistics standpoint, that is a nightmare. That needs to be planned. So it's not just him. Now, that being said, Steve Jobs' leadership in sort of pushing products that people might not have believed in, that will be missed.
Is there any single person at Apple right now who could come close to filling his shoes?
No single one individual, but what Steve's done over the last couple of years is really install some top-notch management where they sort of focus on each individual aspect of Steve. Like, for example, you've got Tim Cook, who's the now CEO. He used to be the COO. Top-notch when it comes to operations. Scott Forstall when it comes to hardware and software integration, which is what Apple is very much known for. He's at the forefront there. And John Ivey, who's been known for designing the classic MacBook Air design, or the classic iPod design, or the classic iPad design, he's still there.
Looking at the industry in general, is there a next Steve Jobs that you see?
There's no one individual that could fill sort of Steve's shoes, but probably the most disruptive person in the industry is Mark Zuckerberg. And that's the
Facebook, of course. Disruptive, why do you call him that?
Oh, well, disruptive in that it has the potential to change industries. That sounds kind of strange coming from pretty much an online yearbook. That's how it started. But Facebook, because it's so ubiquitous, it keeps you logged in all the time. It has all this personal information about you. And there's ways that can be implemented and really drive some innovation in the industry that people have yet to even tap.
Very quickly, next big thing, technology-wise?
Next big thing, wireless payment systems. That's where you're going to be able to take your iPhone, for example, wave it in front of the checkout line and pay for your grocery items.
Okay. Wilson Tang, thanks a lot.
No problem.
Really do appreciate it.